I've heard this argument from, I don't know anything about Kevin McCarthy. That's why we're having this special. I don't know. But there's been this interesting criticism of his that he'll do anything for the job. And I've never heard that criticism against like Barack Obama or anyone like that. But he'll do anything for it. and it's like, it applies this like ambition, which can be good, can be bad. I don't know. It depends. What do you make of that he's willing to compromise his principles, if he has any, Congressman, to get this job for his own sake, for Kevin's glory? He'll do anything for it.
No, I don't think he will compromise basic principles. His basic principles are conservative. And he has proven that over a long career of public service. But he is also very pragmatic. He will do whatever he can within those principles to achieve conservative objectives. Even Winston Churchill had a saying, stoop to govern. In other words, you have to make concessions. Churchill also said, democracy is the occasional necessity of deferring to the opinions of others. Look to Benjamin Franklin's speech to the Constitutional Convention. His final speech, he says, I don't like everything in this Constitution. I don't think I ever will. But I've learned over the years that sometimes I have to change my opinions, even on fundamental matters, in the light of better arguments or more commanding facts. And he said, so I've learned to doubt a little of my own infallibility. And he told the Constitutional Convention, this is not a perfect document. When you assemble a group of people for their collective wisdom, you'll also get a bit of their collective folly. But he says, I think it's the best that we can do. And he said, if you share my doubts, I would also ask you to join me in doubting a little of your infallibility and cast a unanimous vote for this Constitution. And he was right. And by the way, forget the Constitution was not a foregone conclusion. It was very controversial at the time. But
full of compromise too. Yeah, well said.
It came together, and it proved to be the most enduring guarantee of human liberty in the history of civilization. I'm saying all because you do have to, you can't always have it exactly your way. I've learned that over the years myself. And by the way, I'm a retired political bomb thrower myself. Don't forget, I ran against Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was the principal critic of Pete Wilson when he imposed the biggest tax increase by any state in American history. So I'm willing to confront party leadership when they traduce the fundamental principles of conservatism, which are the basically fundamental principles.
That's true. You've built your bona fides for those who don't know you. Have you talked to Lauren Boebert?
No.
Have you talked to Matt Gaetz?
I talked to Matt Gaetz quite a bit. We serve on judiciary, but not about this. My impression is that they're not entirely open to discussion on this matter. Again, I think a lot of this is personal.
Do you hold ill will to them today?
No, I do not. I would hope that over time, all of the members of the conference will consider carefully what it means to be a majority and the fact that we are only a majority if we vote as a majority. If we cease to vote as a majority, we will have ceded the policy of this country back to the Democrats and any 5 Republicans who are so inclined.
Yeah.
And
that'd be the worst thing of all.
Dangerous thing.
Absolutely. Last question for you, Tom. I know it sounds like everyone has to go. Did you try to talk to any of the 20 to try to convince their vote to switch?
Many of them, and I made the arguments I've made to you.
Hey, thanks for watching that clip. I love these specials that we do where they're exposés on people. We've done them on Putin. We did them on Nancy Pelosi. This one is on Kevin McCarthy. Like, who are they? We hear the media talk of them and about them, but who are they? I love to go back to their childhood, their motivations, figure out what makes these people tick. And for McCarthy, it helps us better hold his feet to the fire for these next 2 years. So if you want to hear our whole special, it's available on thefirsttv.com/support.